Good morning, Brownsville. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're watching this feed. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Frank Ulevel. Our program focuses on the very important issues that are affecting our local community. We have shed light on injustices and we have allowed for our platform, this mic, to be that of the voice of the people. Now, if this is something that you can see yourself supporting, being a part of, we ask that you like, comment, and share this live feed. Now, as of late, our Facebook page is at risk of being taken down. The powers that be do not want you, the voter, to know the truth. But remember, fam, we will not be silenced. If you're really about the cause and you really want to hold our elected leaders accountable, make sure you subscribe to our social media platforms. You can subscribe to both Frankie Olivo page on Facebook, and you can also subscribe to our YouTube page titled Frankie Olivo TV. Remember, Good Morning Brownsville will come on Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. religiously. So make sure you subscribe to Frankie Olivo TV on YouTube to tune in. We will not be silenced. And remember, Brownsville, I will forever be grateful to each and every one of you for your time and attention that you give us. Thank you so much for your time. How we doing, chat? How we doing? Happy Thursday. Man, it's been a busy week so far. Thanks to God that we have an opportunity to work. I've been having some technical difficulties this morning, so if some things don't come out the way I usually have them on the program, I do apologize beforehand. Technology. Again, I prepare as much as I can. I try to go off the dome. I just get my videos and my pictures prepared and ready, and everything else is just I try to come on freestyle. Sometimes it comes out good, sometimes it comes out bad. But nonetheless, if you do notice some lagging on my end, I do apologize. I am working to fix that issue. But nonetheless, the show, ladies and gentlemen, the circus does not stop for a monkey or two. The show must always go on. Ladies and gentlemen, today we'll be talking about a very, very interesting topic. Starbase is going to be on a lockdown, so to speak. SpaceX, Brownsville, the city will block public roads, which that leads to many questions. Legally, can they do this? Who would have thunk that what the county commissioners, what our elected leaders promised us as being something that was going to be economically good for our city ultimately ends up being a burden for many of us. So nonetheless, today we'll be talking about, hey, is this what we expected? The world's richest man getting in his own city and then blocking us from the beach, blocking us from what used to be Brownsville. So tune in, Brownsville. Today we have a great show. I do anticipate that we will have some technical difficulties moving forward. I do apologize. I am working on fixing those kinks, but I'm going to try my very best. Ah, my God. Okay, I'm back. Again, It's going to be lagging. Let's get right into the show. I did have some videos planned out, but it's not going to go the way I planned. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be talking about how Starbase, which was just recently incorporated, recently, now we're starting to see how they are starting to deviate away from allowing the public, the citizens of Brownsville, or just the outside world of having access uh, to their properties. Now, the interesting thing about this, ladies and gentlemen, is whenever we talk about how the idea of SpaceX, of Starbase, when it was just an idea, ladies and gentlemen, it was interesting to learn how many people said, this is what Brownsville needs, economically speaking. This is going to transform our area. What was once an idea of Boca Chica to Mars, now, in retrospect, we can play Monday morning quarterback and say, maybe this isn't what we expected. Because, again, the idea back then was that Brownsville needed this. And look, it's hard to argue against it, right? Why? Well, because Brownsville doesn't have anything booming. When you talk about opportunity, when you talk about economics, when you talk about jobs, there's nothing. Now, because of SpaceX, now we do have something, so to speak. Now the outside world is very familiar with where Brownsville is located, and where we are on the map. If it wasn't for SpaceX, people, and I understand, every situation is not perfect, right? We always get the bad with the good, and it's hard for us to enjoy it. It's hard for us to say, well, this is great for us. As of late, we've had environmentalists who have been very vocal about SpaceX. Lawsuits have been filed. Many people have questioned, is this affecting our local species? Is the Gulf, in regards to our shrimping, our fishing industry, is that being affected by this? 1000%. We can all agree. We can all agree that Cameron County, the city of Brownsville, our leadership, they focus more on economics, more on money, because again, Brownsville doesn't have much, doesn't have anything, and that's the last thing. That's the last thing that we need, according to Maxi Poo. We don't need SpaceX, according to many people, and many people share this same sentiment. Again, the idea was Boca Chica to Mars, Brownsville to Mars, where in 20, 30 years, space exploration and colonizing Mars was going to be a reality. Many people, such as Maxi Poo, think that, hey, we're just the guinea pigs. We're just the launch, the testing site. We're not going to be anything significant moving forward. That's what many people think, and it's hard for us. To argue against that. Why? Because what have we seen? What have we seen? Many people, environmentalists, many people have been very vocal about this idea. Hey, shouldn't we fix the homelessness? Shouldn't we fix many things that are happening within our area? It's a legitimate question, right? Don't we have a lot of pressing needs? Don't we have our streets that need to be fixed, Lolita? We'll be doing a story possibly on Monday or Tuesday in regards to this. But again, what happened recently, just last week, ladies and gentlemen, we saw firsthand of the explosion. Many people were freaking out by this. Why? Because is this our new norm? Is this something to where Brownsville, SpaceX, Starbase is going to be explosion after explosion? Are we going to fix things? And again, trial and error, right? This video is from South Padre Island of the explosion. Is this going to be something that is common for us moving forward? Is this our new norm? And if we look at this last image, ladies and gentlemen, this was the blast that was felt here in Brownsville, that was felt in South Padre. People, if we look at this map, people all the way to Rio Hondo, Los Fresnos, Laureles, they felt this blast. It wasn't just us citizens that saw this. So, did we expect these things to happen? Yes, unfortunately. In a perfect world, we would want for these rocket launches, for these tests to go without any problems in a perfect world. But we all felt it. We all thought, what the heck was that? We were all alarmed by it. Why? Because we're not used to this. We are not used to this, ladies and gentlemen. But is this our new life? Is this something to where we should expect this moving forward? It seems that way. It really does. And who can forget that day where the skylight in Brownsville, in Matamoros, in Los Fresnos turned orange? You remember that day? We all asked, what the heck is this? What the heck is this? What is going on? Environmentalists were livid. What do you mean that this is our new norm? Again, this is images from Matamoros. But what did this cause? What does this cause? How does this affect our local species? The ocelots. If you drive down Highway 48 from Brownsville to South Padre, from Brownsville to Port Isabel, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like a waste. Why? Because LNG now has set up shop. What was once something that was beautiful, a beautiful scenery, that had Frankie not nada, just puro sand dunes. Now it's more like industrial, commercial, liquefied natural gas. And if you look beyond that, there's SpaceX. Lolita says, what about Mexico? What about Sheinbaum, the Mexican president, with all the debris that washed up on Mexican shore? Well, is this our new norm? Where Boca Chica Beach, Playa Baghdad are going to be a waste? What about the turtles? Look at this. This is from Matamoros. They're picking up debris from the rocket that blew up. Imagine. I recently was on the beach, and man, it looks like a landmine. There's oil that you can't even take off. You scrub. It doesn't come off. I had to use hand sanitizer to get it off me. Now people are saying, Frankie, those are from the tankers. This is an issue that South Padre has been dealing with for a long time. This isn't something new. This isn't from SpaceX. I said, oh, maybe. But when you think about it, look at Playa Baghdad. And again, Tucker makes a good point. Can we defend SpaceX moving forward? The little that we have, Gamboa, the little natural treasures, resources that we have, is all but gone. It's all but gone. Why? Because of money, because of opportunity. Now, I'm not here to say that the Cameron County Commissioners Court is evil, that they were bought, that this is something that they chose money over our national treasure. But many people believe that. Look at this. Look at our beaches. Are you okay with this? Is this our new norm to where we wake up in the middle of the night and we find this? Now we don't have to worry about sharks in the water. Now we have to worry about debris, gas tanks, rockets. And someone that has been vocal about this has been Becky Hinojosa. Becky Hinojosa, if you don't remember, is she's an activist. She's an activist that was recently arrested by the city of Brownsville after she graffitied, she spray painted on the Pepto wall, and I think it was something about SpaceX. You know, you're not welcome here. And what did she say? She said, look, hey, Adam Hinojosa, you push bills through the Texas legislature that benefited who? They didn't benefit the people of Brownsville. They didn't benefit the citizens, the residents. No, it benefited SpaceX and Elon Musk. And she goes on to ask our senator, who do you work for? She says, it's clear that you do not work for the people, that you work for the citizens. Not the citizens, not the constituents, but SpaceX. Why? Because SpaceX caused an explosion within our community without the warning, without no email, without no text. You're allowing SpaceX to blow up our community, Senator. This isn't me that's saying this. This is someone else that is talking about this. Well, not just that, ladies and gentlemen, not just that, but now us here locally, we're dealing with an even more, I don't want to say more serious problem, but another very serious issue. That the city of Starbase may establish an enterprise zone where they're going to restrict and block public roads. Now, again, they're going to cite safety and security issues, but they've already approved for 4 gates to limit public access to the community's residential areas. At least 3 of them are already in place. And again, it raises questions in regards to legality. This before me, ladies and gentlemen, is the mayor and city commissioners for Starbase. And in that meeting, ladies and gentlemen, they had a packed house. Many individuals were questioning, are they able to do this? Again, there are property owners that live there. Boca Chica Village was bought out, but there's still some people that are holding out. And again, these, the city of Starbase blocking public access near Boca Chica Beach, they're blocking property owners. They're blocking residents. And they're saying, hey, maybe it wasn't a good idea. Maybe it wasn't a good idea for Elon Musk to take over. Again, what did we see from our Texas legislators? They gave authority to SpaceX They took the authority away from Cameron County. Now Cameron County only has decision makings on the weekends to shut down the beach for the launches. Again, Janie Lopez, Adam Hinojosa, they acted despite local official objection and opposition to these activities. Why? Because they thought, man, we're going to lose control. We're going to lose access to the public beaches, the national, the treasure, the most valuable treasure that we have here locally. And again, this what I have before you on the screen, are any of these people local? No. These individuals that we have here today, are former / current Starbase employees, SpaceX employees, I apologize. Former / current SpaceX employees, engineers, they hold leadership positions. And if I'm not mistaken, no, they are not here locally. They moved from California, Michigan, and other areas. So the interesting thing about this, ladies and gentlemen, is that we have individuals that aren't here locally, that they do answer directly to Elon Musk. Again, you think they're going to go against Elon Musk? Of course not. Whatever Elon wants, he's going to get from this city commission. And this Monday that just passed, there was that meeting, and a lot of people showed up. And they approved the gates on Monday to be restricted. They also approved the controversial zoning ordinance where they annexed about 75 acres of SpaceX land. They discussed plans for a sewage system. They also considered, the city budgets and public safety and things like that. But the main issue was, ladies and gentlemen, the main issue from all this is the zoning. If we could take a look at this map that I have before you, this is the city of Starbase that was recently incorporated. The red dot, can you see this? The red dot, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. The red dot is right at the entrance of Boca Chica Village. This red dot signifies that they are going to close the road permanently. This red dot right here. Can you see it, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know if you can't. I'll zoom in. But this is Starbase now. Look at the homes. Look at the yellow brick homes. The blue circles, the blue dots, ladies and gentlemen. Can you see them? I'll zoom in very quickly. I'll zoom out. On the western part and at the entrance right here, those represent controlled accesses. And what does it look like? Looks like this. Now, the Starbase officials, the commission, of course, their job is to downplay this. Their job is to say, this is a nothing burger. You have nothing to worry about. Why? Because they're just getting started. You think they want people already, targeting them, talking about them? They don't want that, ladies and gentlemen. They don't want that at all. So what have they been doing? They said that the gates are basically to regulate the constant flow of visitors that are just coming here just to see, just to observe. Again, just for the record, there have been at least, that I can count, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, There have been at least 2 foreign nationals, foreign Chinese nationals, possibly 3, that have been arrested for trespassing. Possibly more people have been arrested. So is this a public safety issue for them? Because the city manager, Kent Myers, he's saying that, hey, this company started by creating rockets, and we're launching rockets, and crowds, they come rapidly. The city manager went on to say that the city would provide access codes for the gates to residents and their guests, first responders, and delivery drivers. One of the commissioners, Jordan Buss, he did say that SpaceX Senior Director of Environment, Health, and Safety, he said that the residents, they have experienced more than our fair share of events with folks who aren't necessarily here for the right reasons. And since 2021, I have the date here, I have the data here. Since 2021, ladies and gentlemen, Cameron County Sheriff's Department, they have arrested at least 20 individuals. At least 20 individuals in these past 4 or 5 years for trespassing, that they were wandering around SpaceX-owned land. And what have we seen from that? That there have been reported 2 bomb threats. But the issue remains, ladies and gentlemen, what's going to happen moving forward? This brings legal questions into this. Why? Well, because can the city of Starbase, can they block this? Is this legal? Again, we aren't legal experts. We're not an attorney. I am not a master of the law. I don't know the law, such as Minera Peña, how she claims that she knows the law. But it brings about legal questions. If a road is public, can they block it? Can they block access to the residents, to Starbase property owners? Now, is this an obstruction to a highway? According to the Texas Penal Code, the obstruction of a highway or passage, it clearly specifies and clarifies that that's a misdemeanor. Do they have the authority, ladies and gentlemen, to prevent us, the public, from driving down public roads? Did we see this coming, ladies and gentlemen? Did we see this from the very beginning? No. Why? Because we all thought of the money, of economics. Oh, this is what Brownsville needs. Brownsville needs something. And look, when we look about opportunity here, why is it that many students from high school, they graduate and they leave Brownsville? Some possibly don't even return once they get their degrees, once they start working. Why? Because Brownsville, unfortunately, has nothing to offer. And who should we blame? Our elected officials. It all comes down to our elected officials, ladies and gentlemen, because their job is to provide a better quality of life for you and your family. Do we have that here? The only thing that we have, unfortunately, the only thing that these politicos have to rest their hat on and say, whoa, Brownsville is thriving in tourism and this, that, and that. You want to know what it is? It's SpaceX. That's all we have, unfortunately. And look, I'm not saying, again, we have to talk about the pros and the cons, ladies and gentlemen. Is SpaceX good for the local economy? Yes, 1000%. We have seen how Elon Musk and SpaceX, they have invested $3 billion. They're going to invest even more money. Who has that benefited? Possibly some Brownsville residents. We know the majority of the engineers and logistics, individuals within logistics, are from California. And again, according to Mayor Cowan during the State of the City earlier this year, he stated that the city of Brownsville saw $100 million from tourism just because of SpaceX. And again, when we talk about SpaceX, and look, I follow a lot of podcasts. I don't watch the news. I follow podcasts from South Africa, from Australia, from the UK. And all they could talk about is Starbase, Brownsville, Texas. So is it a good thing that SpaceX is here? Yes, it's a good thing. We can talk about the cons as well. How property values have skyrocketed. No investment, no houses haven't been remodeled, but just because we're close to SpaceX, now it's making property taxes skyrocket. No pun intended. Our seniors that are living on a fixed income, now they're having trouble to pay the rent. Now they're having trouble to pay their taxes. This is our new reality. But now our new reality is kind of hitting us in the face and saying, uh-oh, is this what we needed? Is this what we wanted? Is this what we expected? Did we think that we were going to be screwed over? Did we? Did we ever think that the world's richest man that promised us prosperity, that promised us that the city of Brownsville was going to flourish from this? Did we expect for him to take over? That he was going to make sure that the legislatures, that the senators, that the reps fell in line with SpaceX and their ideologies? I don't think it ever crossed our minds. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did we ever expect this back in 2014 during the groundbreaking where I showed you pictures? Did we ever expect that they were going to incorporate their own city and Starbase and have no use for Brownsville? Did we? I don't think it ever crossed our minds, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be honest, it never crossed my mind. Never in my wildest dreams did I think Elon Musk is going to create his own city. And look, he probably saw the politics down here. Again, he donated $30 million to BISD. He donated $10 million to the city of Brownsville to revitalize downtown. What happened? He asked for the money that he donated to the city of Brownsville. He asked for it back. He probably saw that, you know what, estos políticos muertos de hambre, como que nomás no. It's never enough for them. They want more and more and more and more. It's never enough for these políticos. Maybe he saw that and he was like, you know what, screw that. I'm going to create my own city. I don't need these people. In reality, he really don't. He really doesn't. He doesn't need us. We need him. In reality, the city of Brownsville needs him. And what happened? Again, we never thought that they were going to create their own city, distance themselves from Brownsville. Never did we think that. Never did we think that he was going to change the name of Boca Chica to Starbase. Never did we think that. But now, ladies and gentlemen, now we have the Starbase officials that they voted. That they voted to restrict public roads to outsiders. Now, again, they're going about it as a safety concern. They're saying that, hey, we need to do this because there's been bomb threats. There's been serious concerns in regards to the safety and well-being. And more than anything, ladies and gentlemen, to them, it's more like a national security. Why? Because if you have Chinese nationals, spying, wanting to get SpaceX secrets, that's not good for their company. That is not good for their company. Why? Because they might lose. These individuals might gain sensitive information that might benefit China, might benefit other cities, other nations. So, what is your thought, chat, in regards to this? Are you okay with this? Again, there's not much we can do. It's not like if we can say, hey, this is wrong. Fix it. Think they're going to listen to us? Nope. The reason, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I wanted to talk about this was because I feel as if we were duped from the very beginning. We were promised prosperity. We were promised that Brownsville would be Boca Chica to Mars. It sounded good. It sounds great, right? What city doesn't want the world's richest man in their backyard? Who doesn't want to receive $100 million in tourism? And this is just the beginning. You don't think this year, 2025, 2026, that tourism that was $100 million isn't going to rise to $200, $300 million? Possibly. I don't know. Who could save us? I think there's one person that can save us. And that is Luis V. Science, the Cameron County District Attorney. Our only hope, ladies and gentlemen, of SpaceX, of Starbase, not restricting public access, not obstructing the highways, not obstructing the people to roam free on public roads. The only individual that could do something about it is our district attorney. Gamboa makes a great point. The city of Brownsville has already been scammed because this aerospace, this new, it's a new industry. It really is a new industry that is hard to fathom and even comprehend because there's nothing like it. What city could be our measuring stick? They don't have one. And Gamboa makes a great point. $2 million was lost on a flying taxi scam that the BCIC, GBIC, one of those entities with the city of Brownsville, they gave away money to someone to never return back. To never return back. Is this a case where Tucker says that, hey, safety is paramount? Safety is of the utmost importance. It's a valid argument. It's a very valid argument. But again, I'm no legal eagle, but our Texas Penal Code has a section 42, if I'm not mistaken. It's a legal eagle. Woo! According to the Penal Code, section 42, that's titled obstructing a highway or passage. It classifies obstruction of public roads as a misdemeanor. Can you imagine that? Starbase is just incorporating. They're taking their first baby steps as their own government entity, and they're doing this. And is it okay for them to say, you know what? You can't come in here unless you're from Brownsville, unless you got a business, unless you live here. What about those gated communities? That's different, right? Because they're in residential and they're not blocking public access because that is a gated community. But will our district attorney do something about this? Will he say, you know what? This isn't legal. This is a misdemeanor. People who obstruct public roads should be charged with a misdemeanor. If a road is a public road, it's a public road. There's no ifs and betweens. We can't wiggle our way and say, well, yeah, it's public, pero pues no me gusta cómo está la situación, so no le vamos a dar acceso. We can't do that. Maybe Starbase is not receiving adequate legal advice from their attorney. Or maybe, ladies and gentlemen, maybe they're just like, we got the world's richest man. What are you going to do about it? You're going to dare go up against Elon Musk? Oh, we'll pay money to have someone run against you. Is that what happened with our legislators? Again, there was a close relationship between Elon Musk and the Republican Party. The legislators, Adam Hinojosa, Jenny Lopez, are both a Republican senator and legislator. So they had to bend the knee and kiss the ring. Is someone going to stand up for the citizens of Brownsville? Is someone going to stand up and say, you can't do this? This is against the law. Will somebody do something about this? Or is it something like, I ain't doing nothing, shit. It's the world's richest man. Gamboa makes an interesting point. Have we heard anything from our city commission? Again, it is a very unique situation. It's we don't have anything else in the world. Maybe Florida that has SpaceX, but do they have public roads? I'm not sure. I apologize that I am not familiar with the SpaceX launch in Florida. Geographically speaking, I haven't studied it. I apologize. So I don't know if this is very similar to where the rockets here on Boca Chica Beach are literally right by the beach, and we need to stop the access to the Boca Chica Beach whenever we have tests and whenever we have launches. I apologize. I didn't study that. I'm human. But this is a unique situation. Besides Florida, there isn't anything else out there that is very similar to this. Is this a case? And I hate to say this, or I hate to make this analogy, fam. Is this a case to where Elon Musk is our modern day Hernan Cortés? Hernan Cortés and the Spanish conquistadores. They ruled with an iron fist and dismantled the Aztec Empire. Now, I know what you're thinking. Frankie, chill. Hey, I'm a history major. Is this something similar, fam? Because again, the Spanish conquistadores, they came and they thought, oh my God, these people are gods. Why? Because they're on horses. We've never seen something like this. Elon Musk came on a horse full of money. And we, Indians, were like, wow, the world's richest man wants to establish in Brownsville. Lo que quieras, papa, lo que quieras. What did we see from the conquistadores? Were they nice? Or did they pillared, ransacked, killed, and stole gold from the Aztec Empire? Is that a fair analogy for us to make, ladies and gentlemen? That Elon Musk is our modern day conquistador? The Spanish crown had money para aventar para arriba, so much so that they said, you know what? We want more money. Go explore. Go bring us gold, baby. And what did the conquistadores do? They brought gold. They raped. They killed. By hand and through viruses, they killed and decimated the Indian population. Are we seeing this in today's society, in 2025, where the world's richest man came and said, Brownsville, I'm here. I come with peace. All I want is to send rockets to Mars. Please, let's come together. You will benefit. Here's money. But please, let me help you. Did we fall hook, line, and sinker for this? Did we? Starbase lockdown, SpaceX, Brownsville. City blocks public roads. Is this legal? Do we have a knight in shining armor that's going to stand up to Elon Musk? We haven't heard from the Cameron County Commissioner's Court. Again, maybe you've heard of the Cameron County Commissioner's Court. I haven't. Have they said anything about this? And again, this is recent. I get it. Maybe they have to talk with legal. Maybe they have to, brainstorm and stuff like that. But you would think that's something very, very important. That they would want to address it with the citizens because, again, this isn't a very important issue. Very important issue. And for our politicos to be quiet about this, not a good look. Not a good look. We haven't heard from them when the sky turned orange. We haven't heard from what they had to say. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Did they release a statement? Did we see something from a statement from our Cameron County judge? Did we? Is this a case to where, Elon is being Elon? Déjalo. Why aren't our elected leaders vocal? Why? Are they scared? That if they say something, Elon Musk is going to put somebody to run against them? Because he will. When he was with Donald Trump and he said, hey, if this doesn't pass, if Republicans get out of line, we will fund someone to run against you. He openly said that. Are elected leaders, officials scared of Elon Musk? Are they bending the knee and kissing the ring? Really? Where's our morals? Where's our principles? Then why the hell do we want elected officials if pues no van a decir nada, nomás aquí bien cute. No, pues, I don't know. That is very telling. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for your time and your attention. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to Frankie Olivo TV on YouTube. Remember, Good Morning Brownsville will come on live, rain or shine, Monday through Friday, religiously. As long as you let me, Brownsville, I will come on before you. It doesn't matter if there's one or two people or the thousands that we've been receiving on a daily basis. Thank you so much for your time and your attention, Brownsville. I don't take this job lightly. While many people criticize us, we're making a difference. I am humbled by that and will forever be grateful to each and every one of you for the time that you lend me. Ladies and gentlemen, together we can bring about positive change. While many people criticize this platform, we know that we're making a difference. As long as you let me, Brownsville, I will continue to hold our elected leaders accountable. While many people can't do so publicly because of fear of retaliation, because of their jobs, because of their families, I'll do it for you. I encourage each and every one of you to continue to send me information. I will investigate. And if there's something, we will post it. Many people have confided to me and said, man, we give you the information porque a ti te vale. I learned from a person that was very passionate about the city of Brownsville. He wanted the community to receive the goods instead of the politicos stealing, taking advantage of this position. And I will do the same. With your help, Brownsville, we can bring about the positive change that our area, that our city so desperately needs and deserves. It's not easy, but I'm willing to fight. I'm willing to try because I want a better quality of life for you, for our kids, for our future generations. Politicos, they lie to us. They promise us the world. And they steal and they benefit while our area is the least educated, while our area is the poorest. They get fat, they get rich, and they laugh all the way to the bank. Not while I'm around. Not while I'm around. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time and your attention. My name is Frank Olivo, and this is Good Morning Brownsville. Peace!